Okay, so you're thinking about a career as a tire vulcanizer.
And you want to make sure you absolutely nail that interview.
Well, you've come to the right place because we're diving deep into what it takes to stand out.
We'll uncover those hidden interview landmines, the ones that can make or break your chances.
And better yet, we'll equip you with the knowledge and the answers to tackle them head on.
We're diving into RoleCatcher's insights.
They've got this killer career guide just for tire vulcanizers.
And their interview guide is jam-packed with real questions from actual interviews.
So let's jump right into it.
Ready to get started?
Absolutely. RoleCatcher's career guide. It paints a pretty vivid picture.
You're not just fixing flats, you know.
Right. It mentions repairing tears and holes in castings and treads.
Now, I'll admit, I had to look up castings.
Me too.
Turns out we're talking about the core structure of the tire.
The foundation, the heavy lifting part.
Exactly. And treads, well, that's your grip on the road, right?
Makes sense. So you're dealing with some serious repairs here, impacting safety and all.
Yeah, absolutely. Which brings us to the interview prep.
Because you know they're going to dig into that.
Oh yeah, RoleCatcher's interview guide. It's got this question. Describe your experience with tire vulcanizing equipment.
Sounds pretty straightforward.
Seems like it, but what are they really trying to figure out?
They want to know if you've even seen a vulcanizer up close, right?
That's part of it, but it's more about gauging your comfort level with the tools of the trade.
So even if I haven't had years of experience.
Right. Even then, you can still demonstrate familiarity.
Like showing you've taken the initiative to learn the basics, even before stepping into the job.
Yeah, you're getting it.
Okay, so I should be ready to talk specifics.
Absolutely. Mentioning specific types of equipment can make a big difference.
Give me an example. What would that sound like in an interview?
Imagine this. You say, I've been reading up on different vulcanizing presses, like the bladder-type press.
Oh, I see. Showing you've gone beyond just the basic Google search.
Exactly. And I'm eager to learn more about their applications. See? You're showing initiative.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture.
It's about demonstrating that you're serious, you're prepared to learn.
Makes sense. But what about those curveball questions? The ones that throw you off?
Ah, you mean like, have you ever had to troubleshoot a problem with vulcanizing equipment?
See, that one would totally make me freeze up.
Don't panic. It's not about having a laundry list of malfunctions you fixed.
So what are they looking for then?
Problem-solving skills, my friends. That's the key.
Even if I haven't encountered some major equipment meltdown.
Exactly. Think smaller. Think about a time you noticed something wasn't quite right with any equipment, not just vulcanizers.
Okay, so even something small, like a tool that wasn't calibrated correctly.
You got it. Talk about how you identified the issue.
What I did to try and figure it out.
And the solution.
Even if the solution was just telling someone who actually knew what they were doing.
Precisely. It shows you're proactive, attentive, not just waiting for things to fall apart.
That's a relief. I can work with that.
See, it's not as scary as it seems.
Okay, so we've talked about showing comfort with the equipment, being a problem solver. What else?
Safety, my friend RoleCatcher is big on that.
Right, because working with this stuff can't be risk-free.
Exactly. You might get asked something like, how do you ensure you are following safety procedures while working with vulcanizing equipment?
Okay, so this is where those details from the career guide come in, about exposure to hazardous materials and all that.
Bingo! Don't be afraid to get specific here. Mention wearing the proper protective gear.
Knowing the dangers of the materials involved.
Absolutely. And what to do in an emergency shut-off procedures, that kind of thing.
So showing them you're not just saying the right things, but you actually live and breathe safety.
Exactly. It's about demonstrating that safety is second nature to you, not just a box to tick.
Makes sense. It shows you're responsible, thinking about the bigger picture.
And that you're taking the job seriously, which any employer can appreciate.
Right. It shows you're not going to be a liability in the workplace.
Speaking of which, this is where RoleCatcher's AI can be a real game changer.
Oh, how so?
You can practice answering this very question, and the AI will actually analyze your response.
Wait, seriously, it's like having a personal interview coach in my pocket.
Exactly. It can help you identify areas where your answer could be stronger, more impactful.
Like if I'm being too vague or not giving enough detail.
Precisely. It might suggest adding specific examples of safety protocols you'd follow.
That's incredible. It's like having a secret weapon for those tricky interview questions.
Exactly. Now, are you ready to tackle some more?
Bring them on. I'm feeling much more confident now.
All right. Next question. You ready for this?
Hit me.
How do you stay up to date with advances in tire vulcanization technology? Got any industry magazines on your coffee table?
Well, not exactly. Is that what they're getting at?
It's about showing that you're passionate about your work, not just clocking in and out.
I see. So I need to show them I'm interested in the field itself, the advancements, all that?
Yeah. Exactly. Think about it. Are there any industry publications you follow?
Hmm. Maybe not magazines, but aren't there online forums or something? For Tyre Vulcanisers, I mean.
See, now you're mentioning those shows, you're engaged in the community.
Right, like I'm actually interested in what other professionals are talking about.
Precisely. And don't be afraid to mention specific areas that fascinate you within the field.
Ooh, like what?
Well, the career guide touched on new tire compounds, more eco-friendly stuff. You could say those are your jam.
So I'd be showing them I'm invested in the future of the industry, not just stuck in the past.
Now you're talking. It's about painting that picture of a lifelong learner, someone who's always evolving.
Okay, I like it. It's not just about knowing the job now, but being ready for what's next.
Which brings us to another classic interview question. Can you describe a time when you had to work under pressure to meet a tight deadline?
Ugh, don't get me started. Every job has those moments, right?
For sure, but it's how you handle them that matters,
Huh.
and how you articulate that in an interview.
So what am I supposed to say? I'm good under pressure. That seems kind of generic.
Generic is the kiss of death in an interview. Specificity is your best friend here.
Okay, so instead of just saying, I'm good, I should.
Paint a picture. Give them a real scenario with details.
Like what? Give me an example.
Imagine you say, I was rushing to finish a tire repair for a customer who had a flight to catch.
Ooh, high stakes. I can feel the pressure already.
Exactly. You've hooked them in with the story. Now walk them through your process.
So how I prioritized tasks stayed focused, all while the clock was ticking.
Precisely. And here's the kicker. Highlight the positive outcome.
Did I get them to the airport on time? Did I learn a new skill in the process?
See, you're getting it. Maybe you impress the customer with your calm demeanor.
Turning a stressful situation into a positive talking point that's smart.
It shows resilience, adaptability. Those are valuable traits in any workplace.
All right, what's next? Let's keep this momentum going.
Brace yourself. It's time for the dreaded people skills questions.
Oh no, not those. Those always make me nervous.
RoleCatcher flagged this one. How do you handle a difficult customer? It's a classic for a reason.
It's because everyone has dealt with a difficult customer at some point.
Exactly. And employers want to know you can navigate those situations with grace, you know?
So what's the secret? Should I just say, I'd take a deep breath and smile politely?
It's a good start, but remember, empathy is key here.
Empathy, even if they're being completely unreasonable.
Think about it. Everyone's stressed these days, and car troubles just add fuel to the fire, right?
True. Getting a flat tire can definitely ruin your day.
Exactly. So instead of getting defensive, try saying something like, I understand that dealing with car trouble can be incredibly frustrating.
Okay, so I'm acknowledging their feelings, showing them I get it.
Yes. Then you follow up with, I would approach the situation with patience. Listen attentively to their concerns.
And then swoop in with a solution, like a superhero in a mechanic's uniform.
You got it. But the emphasis is on finding a solution that addresses their needs, not just brushing them off.
So it's about being solution-oriented, even when dealing with difficult personalities.
Precisely. And this is another area where RoleCatcher's AI can be super helpful.
Oh, right, the AI feedback thing.
Exactly. It can analyze your tone of voice, your word choice, everything, and provide suggestions on how to come across as confident, but also empathetic.
Wow, so it's like having a communication coach in my back pocket, helping me nail those subtle nuances.
Exactly. Because sometimes it's not just what you say, but how you say it, right?
Absolutely. All right, what other interview landmines do we need to disarm today?
Let's talk about a question that can really make or break your chances.
Oh, this sounds serious. Lay it on me.
Why are you interested in this particular role at our company?
Oh, right, the classic why us question.
It's a classic for a reason. They want to see if you've done your homework.
So I can't just say, it seems like a good job, or I need the money.
Definitely not. That's a one-way ticket to Rejectionville. This is where your research on the company comes in handy.
Okay, so I should be ready to talk about their mission statement, their values, all that.
That's a good start. But go deeper. What specifically interests you about their company culture?
Like what makes them different from other tire shops down the street?
Exactly. Maybe they have a reputation for exceptional customer service, or maybe they're known for their commitment to using eco-friendly products.
Oh, I see. So I need to find something that resonates with me, something that makes me genuinely excited about working there.
Exactly. It's about making a connection, showing them you're not just looking for any job, but this specific job at their company.
It's like finding the perfect fit for both of us.
Exactly. Now, speaking of fit, the career guide also mentioned something interesting about career progression in this field.
Oh, right. It's not just about being a tire vulcanizer forever, is it?
Not necessarily. They might ask about your long-term career goals.
So, should I have a 5-year plan mapped out? What should I say?
It's less about having a rigid plan and more about showing that you're ambitious, eager to grow.
Okay, so I need to demonstrate that I'm thinking beyond just this entry-level position.
Exactly. The career guide mentions some cool options for advancement.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, you could specialize in a particular type of tire repair, become the go-to expert for, say, high-performance vehicles.
Ooh, like working on race cars and fancy sports cars. That would be cool.
Or you can move into a supervisory role, eventually managing a team of Tyre Vulcanisers.
So going from fixing tires to leading the team that fixes tires.
Precisely. It's all about demonstrating that you're not afraid of a challenge and you're eager to learn new skills.
And how can RoleCatcher help me figure out which path might be right for me?
RoleCatcher's career pathing tool is a game changer. It's like having a crystal ball for your career.
A crystal ball. Tell me more.
It maps out potential career trajectories based on your chosen field, highlighting the skills you'll need to develop.
So it's like having a roadmap, showing me the different paths I could take.
Exactly. And it even highlights certifications that could give your career a boost.
Okay, so it's like having a personalized guide helping me navigate the world of work.
Exactly. It's like having a career coach in your pocket, available 24/7.
That's amazing. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. From technical skills to people skills to long-term career aspirations, we've really prepped for those tough interview questions.
And we've shown you how RoleCatcher can be your secret weapon throughout this entire process, right?
Absolutely. It's like having a personal career assistant guiding me every step of the way.
Exactly. Now, are you ready for the final stretch?
Bring it on. Let's seal the deal on this interview prep. All right, ready for the final round.
Let's do this. We've got a few more curveballs to throw your way.
Hit me with your best shot.
Okay, how about this one? Can you describe a time you had to work with a difficult coworker or supervisor?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is. It can feel like a trap, right?
Totally. Like, how do you answer honestly without throwing anyone under the bus?
You're right. It's a delicate balance. The key is to focus on the situation and your actions, not on pointing fingers.
So instead of saying, my coworker was a nightmare, I should say.
Try something like, we had different communication styles, or we had different approaches to the task.
So I'm acknowledging the challenge without placing blame.
Exactly. Then you pivot to how you navigated that challenge.
Like how I adapted my communication style or tried to find common ground.
Precisely. Maybe you initiated a conversation to clarify expectations, or you found a compromise that worked for everyone.
It's about showcasing my problem-solving skills and my ability to work effectively, even in less than ideal situations.
Exactly. Now let's switch gears to quality control, another crucial aspect of being a tire vulcanizer.
Right, because it's not just about fixing the tire, it's about fixing it right.
Absolutely. RoleCatcher has a great question about this. How do you ensure vulcanized tires meet quality standards?
Okay, so this is where I really need to showcase my attention to detail.
Exactly. This isn't the time to be vague. Think back to the career guide where it talked about meeting required standards and specifications.
Right, there are specific protocols to follow, things to check for.
Exactly. So this is your chance to shine as someone who takes pride in their work, who's not cutting corners.
Okay, so I should mention specific steps like visual inspections, using gauges to measure tread depth, things like that.
Precisely. You want to demonstrate that you understand the importance of sending out a safe, reliable product.
It's about showing them that I'm not just going through the motions, I'm truly invested in the quality of my work.
Exactly. Now, imagine you're nearing the end of the interview and they hit you with the dreaded, "Do you have any questions for us?"
Oh man, that part always makes me nervous.
I know, right? But it's actually a great opportunity to shine.
Really? How so?
It's your chance to show them you're curious, engaged, and genuinely interested in the role and the company.
So instead of just saying, nope, I think you covered everything, I should have some questions prepared.
Exactly. And not just generic questions. Think about what specifically interests you about this company or role.
Okay, so for example, I could ask about their training program or their approach to sustainability.
Perfect. Those are great examples of questions that show you've done your research and you're thinking long term.
It's about showing them that I'm not just looking for a job, I'm looking to build a career.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you tailor your questions to specific companies and roles.
Really? That's amazing.
It is. It can analyze the company's website, their online presence, and suggest questions that are relevant and insightful.
Wow, that's like having a personal interview coach in my pocket.
Exactly. So there you have it. We've covered a ton of ground in this deep dive.
We've tackled those tough interview questions, from technical skills to people skills, and even those tricky behavioral ones.
We've shown you how to showcase your passion for the field, your commitment to quality, and even your long-term career aspirations.
And most importantly, we've highlighted how RoleCatcher's AI can be your secret weapon throughout this entire process.
From understanding the industry to crafting the perfect answers and even mapping out your career path, RoleCatcher has you covered.
So to all our aspiring Tyre Vulcanizers out there, remember,
Wow.
you've got the skills, you're doing the prep, and now you have the tools to ace that interview.
Go out there and land that dream job.
And until next time, happy job hunting.